Call this meeting to order, please. We'll open the prayer. Dr. Easton is going to deliver it.
May we bow? Lord, we come to you today with thanksgiving. We're asking you for the guidance, the wisdom, and support of this meeting. Bless each member of the Trinity Valley Board of Trustees with the insight, compassion to carry out their duties. May their actions be guided by justice, fairness, and a deep commitment towards the well-being of the students, faculty, and staff. May their effort be fruitful. May their leadership be a source for inspiration to others. Lord, we ask this prayer in your name, trusting for your grace and your guidance. And all the people said, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Dr. Easton. Okay, the first item tonight is comments from the public. Public may have comments up to 3 minutes. They would need to sign in, and the board may not comment on any comments. Ms. Brown, do we have any people signed up to speak tonight?
No, sir.
Hearing none, we move on to the next item of business. We need to hear a motion to open a public hearing on proposed tax rates, 0.113660 per 100 for the regular tax district and 0.45040 per 100 for the branch campus maintenance tax district as the tax rates to support the fiscal year 2025 and 2026 budget. Do I hear a motion to go to public hearing? Motion made by Dr. Easton, seconded by Trustee Mayfield. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are now in public hearing. Is there anyone here that would like to speak on this public hearing for proposed tax rates? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to close the public hearing? Trustee Mayfield made a motion, and Trustee Yoder said second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Moving on. Consider and discuss the proposed tax rates to support the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget. You all have in your packet, and we've had some time to discuss this. The rates, we need 2 motions on this. One is for the regular tax district, and the other one is for the maintenance district in Palestine. Do we have any discussion on this item? Hearing none, do we have a motion?
I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of a tax rate of 0.113660, which is effectively a 4.48% increase in the tax rate.
And this is for the regular tax
Yes,
district.
Regular tax district.
We have a motion made. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Day. All in favor, say aye. All right. We need a motion for the maintenance district in Palestine.
I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of a tax rate of 0.045040, which is effectively a 3.58% increase in the tax rate.
Seconded by Trustee Mayfield. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Okay. Dr. Morrison, President's report.
Okay, first, before I get into my report, I want to remind the board about the CAT conference, September 11th through 13th. If you're interested in attending, let Morgan know. I now will be presenting on that Friday at 3 o'clock over a session concerning workforce education and institutional strategy towards workforce education. So if you're interested in attending, please let Morgan know.
We have to know by August the 29th, and that's going to be in Austin, isn't it?
Yes.
So let Morgan know if any of you want to go or can go.
Mr. Perry's already gone.
Okay.
No, I'm going.
Okay.
No.
This is the one, this is the CAT one. This isn't
Okay.
the
That's
national.
not the other one.
This is a separate one, but you're welcome to go.
Yeah, you're welcome to go.
Okay.
Whatever he's going on Friday, I'm going.
Well, thank you. Okay. Anything else, Dr. Morrison?
Oh, yes. Today was a great first day of class. The parking lots were full. The halls were just beaming with students. I want to say a couple of thank yous to our student service staff. I see Dr. Skiles and her group, Brianna in here, Tammy in here. I mean, they've been the last 2 weeks slammed with probably enrolling anywhere from 150 plus a day over the last few weeks. And I'm going to let at the next board meeting, Tammy will give a, enrollment update. But what I will say, because we still want everybody to pay and show up, we are looking extremely strong. And I'll leave it at that. And at the next board meeting, Tammy will give us a good synopsis of our enrollment and how we, of course, at that time, we still will not be finished because we'll still be enrolling for the second 8 weeks. But I can tell you right now, we are well ahead of where we were, or we're on parallel where we were at the second 8 weeks last year. So that's a testament to the hard work that our enrollment and advising office is doing in the way we're having high touch points with our students. Second, thank you I want to say is to Marcus and his group. They have worked all summer long making sure we're ready for the start of the school year. I mean, addressing projects, fixing things at the last minute, from dorm move-ins to apparently the last 2 weeks, HVAC has been just an issue. We've seen more units go out the last couple of weeks. Normally we see it kind of in July timeframe. It's starting to now hit us towards as we get to the end of the summer. But Marcus's group has done a phenomenal job in getting the campus ready for our students to return. So thank you, Marcus, and your group and the work that you're doing. Of course, the business office, making sure everybody gets paid, and financial aid, making sure they have their scholarships. That's the reason we're as successful we are this semester moving into finalizing our enrollment data. I received a couple of cards from our students a couple weeks ago after I moved into West Hall. If you remember, West Hall had a major renovation this year of their bathroom facilities and for the dorm. The students provided a card from the soccer program, just wanting to thank everyone for the upgrades to the dorm. We appreciate everything that's being done. Just thank you. These young ladies were screaming at the top of their lungs when they moved into the dorm, how excited they were with the improvements. Because if you remember, they lived there last year before the improvements. Then we also received a note from our volleyball team. Thank you very much for the wonderful updates to Wes. We really appreciate it. The updates are so amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything. Coach Patty also signed a message thanking everyone for the work that has been done to make their living accommodations better. Folks, that's why we do it. Making these young people happy and excited about where they're staying when they're at Trinity Valley. And when you see the kids, take the time to send that, and they're appreciative. So yeah, always remember that's why we do the things that we do. I also want to give a shout out. I know Joanna and the marketing is going to be working on a story on this student who was recognized. Mariam Mohabi was recognized as a 2025 Phi Theta Kappa Global Leaders of Promise Scholarship. Over 600 applicants, and this student is receiving a $1,000 scholarship from Phi Theta Kappa. And like I said, there'll be some more information coming out later from marketing on this student. It's an exciting time at the Valley. Volleyball had a very successful weekend. They went 3-2 in Florida, losing to the #1 team in the country, and last year's national, matter of fact, the last 3 years national champs. Football had a good showing this weekend in Kansas. They're off this week and will be heading back into action in Palestine on September 6th. So Palestine is doing a wonderful job ensuring that they're packing the house down there. I've been talking with the mayor. The community is really excited about seeing our Cardinals and everything that we have to offer in Palestine. And we're working with the ISD, who is sending 8 buses up to help make sure that all of our cheerleaders, all of our cardettes, all of our band and students can make it to the game on September 6th. So appreciate the work that Palestine ISD is doing and the community of Palestine. That's my report, unless anybody has any. Oh, soccer team just started 30 minutes ago. So I'm sure somebody back out there is probably checking in on it. But yes, our soccer season just started at 7 o'clock this evening in Kansas.
Any questions for Dr. Morrison? Thank you, Dr. Morrison. Moving on. Before you board, you have the minutes from the July 28th regular board meeting and the August 11th, 2025 special board meeting. Do we have any comments or questions, additions, or changes, or deletions? Hearing none, do we hear a motion?
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
Motion been made, second by Dr. Easton. All in favor, say aye. Like sign, for those opposed, motion carries. Mr. Hopkins, consider business financial investment reports.
Board, y'all have a copy of this that was in your packet. I'll just put out a couple of things. Kind of to echo what Jason was talking about, we exceeded our tuition and fees budget for the current fiscal year we're in by $1.1 million, up 10% over the prior year. Very strong. I did want to point out on state appropriations, the part that's highlighted yellow, they were a little late in giving us our payment in June, so we got it in July. I point that out because our budget was 12.6. We received 14.7 due to the extra payment that we got in February. So that's an extra $2 million right there. We've known ad valorem taxes were up. So revenue is obviously going to exceed budget. And the only other thing I was going to point out there was, as of June, we have 16.1 million excess revenue. The preliminary July drops to 15.3. And again, I still feel like we'll be somewhere in the 9 million range. Again, a lot of that will have already been transferred by the end of August. More, if we could scroll on down to the investment report. Going to skip cash. The one thing on the revenue, we were down a little bit in interest income. As y'all know, my interest rates moderated a little bit. Waiting to see what the Fed does here sometime soon. We've still got $30.7 million in cap reserve. The next page kind of breaks that down for you. There's a lot of activity. We got a lot of things going on. And the June transfers we can't make till July. So you see the 752,000 that would come up as soon as we calculate all of it. Last page is the over 25,000. Present this to you all every month just to see if anybody has any questions.
Are they through with the gym? Is the gym, I see that FW Walton, are they through with that project?
There's one more project remaining. That's the inside of the gym where they're gonna cap the inside windows, but that will not happen until December. We kind of got behind schedule, and at the start of the season, they won't be able to get in there at this time, so they'll have to do that during the December break. But it's already been PO's already been signed and paid for, so
But the roof's finished.
roof's finished. The cladding's finished, yes. David, have we received fast from the spring?
Oh, very good. I think at this point, we will probably have to make some estimate in working with our auditors to improve that revenue. I don't have any high hopes of receiving the cash, but hopeful before the audit is over, we can record that revenue. We just, at this point, don't know. And this one of those, until they catch the check, you really don't. I was just gonna skip that.
No, that's because that's additional revenues coming into college.
That's right.
Well, thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Hopkins? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to approve the financial report?
Make a motion to approve the
Trustee Morton made a motion.
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Day. Have motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Dr. Morrison, consider and discuss strategic plan for 2025, 2030.
Yes, we're at that time of the year or after 5 years to approve our new strategic plan. Big kudos to Dr. Spencer Wagley and his group for being on point of this process. This has been a campus-wide initiative, and it's really a strong and successful plan. But I want Spencer to talk about the plan because this has been something near and dear to his heart as he entered in his new position as the VPI. and being the kind of leading force of this new strategic plan. So Spencer, I'm gonna turn it over to you.
So the strategic plan is, as you know, we're coming up on our accreditation year. And that is purposeful that this falls into place with that as we get ready to go through SAC COC reaccreditation. And we'll introduce our new strategic plan at that time. Building off of the theme of Home of Champions, we wanted to have a one-page kind of game plan that was out there. If you'll notice, the mission statement stays the same. That was discussed, but right now we see that transforming lives through affordable and accessible education is still our mission. And that's still what we're doing. And so we didn't feel that it was necessary to make any changes there. The plan itself has 4 key strategic plan goals to it. One, we want to maximize student success, ensure institutional improvements, develop employee excellence, and provide community enrichment and services. As you can see, in each one, there's areas for us to hit and things that we are planning on doing as we move forward. But everything on there leads back to student success and student completion. Any question that we ask as we worked on the strategic plan in different groups, our main question was, how will this impact our students? And that's the question, the guiding question that we will continue to have as we implement the plan and as we move forward. We want to make sure that it is having a positive impact on our students. If you'll notice, what we are trying to do is at the bottom there, and what we're trying to do is achieving growth rooted in tradition with a promise to educate and inspire future generations of East Texas. We've been here for a while, and we're going to be here for a while. And that's what we want to do, is that we, as an institution in our service area, we have made a promise to our constituents, to those students, to those ISDs, to those communities, to say we will provide you with an education that will prepare you to go to a university, the workforce, or wherever it may be. And we will continue with that promise. We won't forget where we have been, but we will move forward as we continue to grow and as things begin to change. A lot of these things build off what we're already doing. One of those things with Dr. MacArthur and the changes that are being made as we make improvements around all of our campuses, those are things that we are going to continue to build off, as is that student success. We have had a lot of student success, as Dr. Morrison has highlighted, with just the way our students are transferring and the way that they're graduating. But also, we want to make sure that our students are being successful whichever pathway they choose. And so we'll continue to have workforce courses and workforce programs and continue to have that corporate training. And just last week, we had people on campus with the City of Athens for some training that was sponsored here. So those are some things that we're going to be looking for. But the strategic plan is for you. This is something that, again, will be included with our reaffirmation, but I'm seeking approval for it tonight so we can implement and begin the process.
One thing I want to compliment Spencer and his group and all that participated. If you remember the last strategic plan, which was very bulky, this is very concise and intentful with the new funding formula. Everything is centered around student completion and measurable. And that's what's important when you have a plan, that you actually can have key performance indicators, you can measure it, and you can ensure that you're making strides during the implementation or the longevity of that plan. So Spencer's group did a wonderful job in making this not just a catalog of ideas, directly tied and intentful what we do as an institution. So good job, sir. And we just need board approval.
Do we have any questions for Dr. Wagler? Any questions or any comments?
I like it because it's very simple. It's clear and, it's right there. It just tells you the vision and strategic plans, and I really like it. I like it much better than last year. Pretty good job. comprehend.
Thank you, because this is not easy.
Have a good team. Have a good team.
This is really done nice.
And I echo what Dr. Morrison said, to be able to tell how you're performing throughout it instead of just regurgitating some words on a piece of
Right.
paper. You have a way to check your success and maybe where you're lacking.
Yes, sir.
And
And that's the way it's written, in order to make sure that we're meeting those goals, and moving forward.
Thank you for your work. Any other questions?
Who all will be getting this strategic plan?
It will be posted on our website, so whoever wants, so, you know, it will, after this, because we are launching our new website in January, I will wait to post it on that website. But it will be out there for everybody to, digest.
And we have, I know we have some marketing strategies that are gonna help us kind of promote it and kind of get it out in front of people as well. Is that correct, Joanne?
Yes, sir.
Any other comments or? Hearing none, do we hear a motion on this item?
So moved.
I'll
Go
second,
through, made a motion to approve,
second motion.
second by trustee Morton. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion carries. D, consider discuss amending policy CF local and DCA local.
In your package, you had two policy updates. CF local is aligning our policy with the change in state law, moving the bid limits from 50 to 100,000. And then DCA local is a policy change to deal with employment practice.
I've had a chance to review these items. If you remember, just, was it last year, Mr. Hopkins, we raised the limit from 10,000 to 50 on our, as our local policy on the.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The state has been 50 for some years. But the state bid limit requiring bidding and advertising went from 50 to 100.
Was that date effective? You know,
It was just this last legislative session, not the special session.
Any questions over either one of these matters?
are we required to do it because it was a day?
That's why I'm assuming that. That's a good
Well, I
question.
think that as expensive as things are, you don't want to put ads in the newspaper and all of that because it's very expensive for every single purchase. And they haven't changed it in years. We will still take quotes below that as the policy outlines. 100,000 is to put ads in the paper, have a bid opening and all of that. That's the legal requirement limit is 100,000. And that's what we want to stick with. You can't, well, above that, you can't just send emails and things of that nature. There's several requirements in state law above 100,000.
Any other questions on either one of these items?
Would that mostly be through our website because?
Well, we'd be working through bids.
Newspapers are kind of finishing, you know?
Well, that's for when we publicize for things, if we enact this policy over 100,000. Below 100,000, we'll work with our commonly used vendors that we work with to get quotes and prices and so forth.
And you'll have in place a procedure to analyze, you give us copies of different bids on different things. So there is a procedure in place that we get to see the thought process, you know, on their, on any purchases they make.
Make the motion to amend policy CF local and DCA local.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Moving on to item number 11, consider and discuss approval of auto liability and property insurance coverage. Dr. Morris.
All right, we have our very popular friends from the insurance industries here today to visit with us about the insurance proposal. Or David, do you want to start off first?
Yeah, well, I just was gonna say, Brenda's gonna talk about the nuts and bolts. This is we're very pleased and I can talk about the budget numbers. I actually increased the budget to 101,000. We've actually got a decrease. And that's with increasing our buildings and so forth. But we also want to talk about flood insurance, but I want to give Brenda a chance to kind of go over the detail.
Got a lot of these bases. My name's Brenda Thomas with His Hallmarking Company, and I've had the honor of insuring y'all for a long time, so I thank you for your business. Y'all remember the last few years have been quite painful as far as insurance costs. So it's nice to stand here with a little bit of a different message. So primarily what's happening is we're beginning to see decreases in property rates. And so that's what has transpired on your account. Your rate has actually dropped 15% this year. It's great. And we're hopeful, quite hopeful that we'll continue to see that down spiral the next few years. Now, we don't know, but that's what it looks like, that the rates are going to start going back down. And for a lot of different reasons. So when you look at your cost, you're probably thinking, oh, our cost didn't go down 15%. But it's important to note that your total values have increased over $27 million. A portion of that is bringing on the Palestine training facility. But another portion of that is we looked at the property values. Construction costs continue to rise. And so we said, it's time. We've been really pushing the envelope a little bit as far as the values of your structures. We all had some concerns. Will we have enough insurance if we have that loss? And so this is just a good time to make an adjustment on those values so that we're not so anxious about whether or not we're in compliance with construction costs. I will remind you that you do have kind of a buffer under your policy. It's called a margin clause. So when we talk about property values, whatever value we set, you actually have another 25% as a buffer. So if we say a building is 100,000 and it's going to take 125 to rebuild it, we're fine because we have that extra 25%. So that's within the policy language, but we're watching it. Next year, or maybe at the most 2 years from now, you'll have a full appraisal done in your property by your insurance company at no cost to you. So what we are knowing is we're going to see them all pushing that up. So we're just trying to make some good steps. My main goal is to make sure you have adequate insurance if you have that loss. And you've had one. You've got a large one, and so we definitely want to make sure your property value is okay. Everything else, a couple of things changed. We made some improvements before any roofs over 10-year-old were valued at actual cash value. That has changed to 15 years. So that's actually an improvement to the policy form. The deductibles have stayed the same. So we've had no change in your deductibles that you have in the past. That's really it. We'll mention we are looking at, I'll let David come join in here, but we are looking at flood insurance on 3 of your buildings. And there's a lot to be considered there. There were a lot of deductible options, but that's on the table for y'all to look at and consider on 3 buildings that tend to be prone to flood. So.
What? I think that's it.
Okay.
What we need to do tonight is the motion is to put this insurance in place as presented. What I'd like to ask the board to do is, in addition, allow to that motion and allow the president to evaluate and obtain flood insurance not to exceed 13,000. Because we've had 3 of our buildings, 2 floods in, I think, what was it, 30 days? And we don't have flood insurance now. So if we get a bunch of stuff damaged, a bunch of equipment, it's not going to be covered if it's by a flood.
David, can I
Go ahead.
make one statement? You do have flood insurance on buildings that are not in flood zone. The 3 buildings that have flooded are all in flood zones. So you do have some flood insurance coverage. But it says that if it's in a flood zone, you need to buy the insurance from the National Flood Insurance Program. Sorry, go ahead.
I've got a question. What are the limits on the flood coverage? It's not like replacement cost, or is it?
It is a replacement cost, however, there's a cap. So the maximum that you can buy through the National Flood Insurance Program is 500,000 on your building and the same on your contents. So there's a cap now. So there's no co-insurance, so you don't have any, strange issues. And you actually, when we rate it, we actually put in the value of the building, knowing that the formula said, okay, but the most that they were gonna insure is the 500,000.
Does Hibbs Hallmark have, works that flood insurance, or do you have to go through Wright or someone like that?
So yes, we do access, this program was actually accessed through Wright Specialty. There's all kinds of ways to get to National Flood Insurance Program. We're an independent agent. So we don't write the insurance ourselves. That's all outsourced to whoever is a representative for the NFIP, National Flood Insurance Program.
And that's usually right.
A lot of people access it. It's easy. They have a great software system and it's easy to get. But that is exactly who we went through to get these quotes.
That's pretty inexpensive. For flood, the flood insurance is a lot cheaper. We're insuring them anyway, but it's be able to get coverage for those three buildings, it's up to $13,000. Because we know we have a problem. They're working on fixing some of it.
And there were several different options on deductibles that were provided in those quotes, but David, I looked at them, it really doesn't make sense to take more of the risk. It doesn't save you that much money. So the pricing I gave you was the lowest deductible option.
Yeah, for, just an example, 1,250 to 50,000, say $900. So we took 1,250. So you're just not saving a lot. But there's some other things we need to evaluate. And so that's why the request is to allow the president to put that in place after we approve this policy.
Most of it has to do with the equipment inside, because welding, cosmetology, it's expensive equipment. The building itself, not necessarily going to be
like
damaged.
Tell me, if one building gets hit, it has to be what, two or more?
2 and 1, yes.
So there's some things that I want us to talk about before we just do it. What's in the buildings, if it's not two, if it is two, what it looks like, that kind of.
Are we looking for 2 different motions?
Well, just one really tonight. The one is, as I understand it, we're looking for a motion to approve the cost and the proposal that's in your packet. And
The liability.
property, fire and casualty and general liability is on this one. The flood insurance we'll be discussing it on, it's not part of what the motion needs to be.
I'll make a motion for the auto liability and property insurance to continue as receivable with our insurance representative, sharing with us information.
We have a motion to,
We're gonna allow the president to do that?
well, I was gonna have a second motion to do that. We have a motion made to approve the policy as presented by Hibbs Hallmark here on the table. Do I hear a second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign, motion carries. Now, we need a motion to allow the president to have the discretion up to $13,000 to purchase flood insurance on the 3 buildings which are subject prone for flooding.
Make a motion for that. I think it's very important. I'd like to see us move pretty quickly with those answers and come up with something because
It's still hurricane season.
it's longer we wait.
So we have motion by trustee Morton. There a second. Second by trustee Dack. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Okay. Next item of business. Consider and discuss election of TVC Board of Trustees officers is applied by policy BCA legal. As many of the trustees know, our board is elected every 2 years. And that's to stay in sync with the state election code as it applies to trustees and for community colleges. And so what this matter is tonight, it's not a matter of electing the board, because we have one of those. But we are, trustee Day has notified me and has requested that he be removed from the duties of secretary of the board. He's still going to be a trustee, but he would like to be relieved of that duty. And I asked, for your information, I asked trustee Mayfield if she would be willing to take that slot, subject to board approval, in a motion. She said she would. So I'll leave it there and offer it up for any discussion. Do we hear, if none, no discussion, do I hear a motion from the board to approve Betty Mayfield, or do we hear a motion to propose someone else to that position?
I'd like to, we approve trustee Mayfield as the new secretary of the board of trustees.
Second, Dr. Eason. Any discussion on that? A motion made, all in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. All right, at this time, we are going to convene to executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code 451.074, President and Board Self-Evaluation. Thank you all, and we'll be back in session shortly. Oh, we don't need a motion to go into executive session. Second, Dr. Eason. I'm sorry.
Everybody, all in favor?
All in favor?
Are you back in, Miles?
Okay,
Wait, I don't have you on here, oh, never mind, okay.
all right, do I hear a motion to come out of executive session?
Motion that we come out of executive session.
Do I hear it seconded?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, like sign. We are, now, do I hear a motion to move into regular session?
Like to make a motion to move into regular session.
I'll second that.
Second that, all in favor? Aye. Okay, item number 14, do I hear any comment on that item? Take action, any necessary action on the following matters, presidential evaluation. Do we hear a motion or any discussion from the board?
I move we approve the contract with Dr. Morrison under the terms prepared by our legal counsel report.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Next order of business, item number 15, consider and discuss personnel matters. Dr. Morrison.
Board, before you have resignation, termination, non-renewals, retirement, new hires, and reclassification, adjustment, or promotions, just seeking board approval.
Any comments or questions? Do I hear a motion to approve the personnel update? No vote. Seconded by trustee Morton. First made by trustee Day. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion carries, and we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
A second one.
Second that motion. All in favor, say aye. Thank you all for being here.